What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at it again with another video. So we're gonna check out 10 wrestling heels so good fans attack them. Now, you don't really see fans attacking wrestlers as often as you used to back in the day, which is a good thing. But for those who don't know, back in the day, a lot of people believed that the storylines and the stuff that they saw happening on these wrestling shows were legit. So there would be situations where fans would try to help the babyface and attack the heels legitimately. And obviously they would have to let the police know what's going on, but to essentially keep kayfabe alive, they kind of played into it. A lot of times fans back, and I'm talking about like maybe around the 50s and 60s, around that time period, 60s and 70s, fans were legit like ready to square up with these wrestlers because they felt like their favorite got done wrong, and they were doing whatever they could to get their hands on these wrestlers. Now, once again, that's a good job. That's kind of what you want. That's what they wanted back then. Obviously, wrestlers now that are heels, they want the crowd to boo them and be upset with them. That's what you want. But you don't really see them too, you don't see it too often where fans like, nah, I'm about to jump this barricade and handle the beats or hand out the beats. So we're going to check out some of these instances where fans was like, nah, bro, he has to go or she has to get dealt with. Appreciate all love, support. Let's get right into it, man.
And I waited. Don't you touch me again. I will knock you out, Junior.
Oh, wow.
These wrestlers were so hated that fans tried to attack them. Number 1, Jeff Jarrett. Now, Jeff Jarrett has a couple of documented altercations with fans. Before he returned home to WWE in 2018, he was a big part of TNA's main event scene. For a good majority of Jeff Jarrett's run, he was a heel for better or worse.
Look at that.
The first incident that prompted a fan to go into the ring and try and attack him was by Jarrett himself. There's no word on how the incident started, but Jarrett was goading the guy to get into the ring. His friends egged him on to do so, and the tough guy jumps the rails and steps into the ring. Jarrett managed to clock the guy immediately and gave him a big beatdown. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Number 2, Alberto El Patron.
And this is one of those things where nowadays, if you are dumb enough to jump the barricade, you better know how to fight. You better know how to fight, because there's a good chance you're gonna get hit. you gonna get some fists and feet thrown your way if the security don't get there to you first. So.
Now, the former Alberto Del Rio is a very controversial figure. That controversy all came to light when his relationship with Paige went public in 2016. From there, whenever you hear about the former WWE star, it's usually him spreading some rumor about returning to WWE or some type of legal charge. Well, that was the case on March 14th, 2025. Del Rio, who was going under Alberto El Patron, wrestled El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. at AAA show in Tijuana, Mexico. And reportedly, fans were throwing quarters at Patron. Now, Alberto's a heel, and it's not hard to hate him. Despite his personal woes, the guy is a talented performer who knows how to get under your skin. So it wasn't particularly surprising that fans were booing the hell out of him. But Alberto became visibly frustrated with the disrespect and targeted one man in the crowd. After the former WWE star beat Wagner Jr., he went to the crowd to confront the fan, but it didn't work out in Patron's favor. He couldn't reach the fan, but fans around Alberto threw a chair at the AAA star, and they showered him with drinks. This move ultimately got him banned from wrestling in Tijuana for 180 days. Why was the crowd so angry at El Patron? Well, Conan explains that Patron went above and beyond to piss them off on his Keeping It 100 podcast. He went out there, got on the microphone, and got heat. Now, imagine everyone knows wrestling is entertainment. When you get people so fired up that they're throwing things at you and challenging you to a fight in 2025, that's something else.
Yeah, and that's why you don't really see that. Because, once again, we all know it's for entertainment purposes. But if you able to get someone to, like, really be like, nah, we need to run it, I'm not going to lie to you. You doing some crazy work, bro. Because to get someone to legit get mad at you and want to throw things at you, you doing something crazy. Doing some crazy heel work.
Now, you can't fault Alberto for his anger. The crowd was wrong for throwing items at him. That is assault. Why security didn't try and stop the situation from escalating is unknown. Nobody is right in this situation, but this is the huge risk of playing a heel and riling up the fans to the point where they despise you so much that they want to hurt you.
Yeah.
Number 3, Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards felt extra heelish on December 13th, 2024. The TNA star was in the middle of a match with Brian Myers against the Hardys, and reportedly a fan was giving him the middle finger.
I remember this.
He's a heel, so his natural response is to get up in the fan's face. Edwards and the fan got into a heated exchange until things got physical. The former TNA World Heavyweight Champion knocked a piece of paper out of the man's hand, and the fan chose violence next. The fan jawed at Eddie some more before giving him his signature slap. Eddie responded by slapping the fan and added a punch or two for good measure.
Yeah, bro. I remember seeing this. Buddy slapped him. Yeah, it's once you put your hands on a wrestler, whatever happens after that moment, it's fair game, bro. I get he knocked this stuff out his hand, but he's a heel. He's talking back to him. You're not supposed to, like, as a heel, you're not supposed to cower. You're supposed to be what your character is. But somebody should have been over there to maybe de-escalate it sooner, because once he slapped him, it was over. At that point, it's GG's.
According to Sean Ross Sapp, the fan was immediately escorted out of the building and turned over to the Atlanta Police Department. It's unknown if TNA filed any charges against him, but it wouldn't be surprising if he wasn't banned for life.
Yeah.
You can make the argument that Edwards did push the incident overboard when he slapped that paper out of his hand. Technically, it is considered an assault, but that doesn't justify the fan's actions either.
Yeah.
Eddie certainly got a little too deep in his role as a heel with a fan who was definitely hyped up. Like Alberto El Patron, not the smartest move, but anything to get heat, right? Number 4, Raven. Raven was one of the best heels in ECW. His brilliant character work is often ignored because most WWE fans don't know just how great Raven was in both ECW and WCW. On April 9, 1998, Raven was feuding with one of the best babyfaces in WCW, Diamond Dallas Page. Raven was deep into his promo for his upcoming match against DDP, and out of nowhere, a fan grabbed Raven's hair and pulled him out of the ring. Amazing.
Holy, what the? Hold on. Buddy just said, nah, he had...
Nowhere, a fan grabbed Raven's hair
Come here,
and pulled
come
him
here,
out of the ring.
come here.
Amazingly, once security got a hold of the fan, Raven simply went back into the ring and continued his promo still in character.
Hey. That's staying true to the character, bro. Buddy was so unfazed, just whatever. They taking care of him. Like I was saying, that's true to the character right there.
Now, WCW would try to use this moment as a storyline the following week, claiming the attack was because of Kanyon. But this was a legitimate attack from an angry fan. Raven spoke about this in the past, and at first, he didn't know what was going on, as he believed that it was actually Kanyon who was attacking him, so he sold it. Him and Kanyon agreed to do a future angle where he would attack him at the very corner. Luckily for Raven, the attack didn't last long, and he wasn't even hurt. Reportedly, the fan that attacked Raven received a lifetime ban from all WCW sporting events. It's unknown if further charges were filed, but at least the crazy fan wasn't able to attack any more wrestlers. Number 5, Hulk Hogan. When Hulk Hogan first turned heel in 1996, it sent shockwaves throughout the wrestling community. Fans were stunned, critics were stunned, and this is perhaps considered one of the best heel turns of all time.
Yeah.
After decades of telling children to eat their vitamins and say their prayers,
Nope.
the face of WWE was dead and gone, so fans were pissed. One fan was so pissed that he had the balls to jump over the guardrail to fight his own idol. Luckily for Hogan, that fan didn't get too far, as soon as the fan got into the ring, he met Kevin Nash instead. The former WWE champion wasted no time in making that fan regret his decision, and Scott Hall joined in on the beat.
Buddy got in there, was so distraught that Hulk Hogan turned his back on the people and met up face to face with Kevin Nash, and instantly realized, bruh, this was not a good idea. And they proceed to beat the crap out of him.
Before security intervened. But that wouldn't be the only time that a fan tried to attack Hulk Hogan, but the Hulkster managed to always get the jump on these rowdy fans who get a little too invested in pro wrestling.
Wow.
Granted, that's the purpose of telling stories, but it crosses the line when fans take it upon themselves to get involved in something that could have turned into a dangerous situation. Number 6, Randy Orton. Randy Orton has played a smug and arrogant pretty boy to a cold and sadistic legend killer, and the future WWE Hall of Famer has knocked it out of the park each and every time. So it's no surprise that a fan wanted to put the Viper out of his misery. And let's rewind back to 2013. Randy Orton was doing a tour in South Africa and fought Big E in Cape Town. After Orton got the win over the former WWE champion, he was doing his signature pose for the fans in the arena. But that's when a 20-year-old fan named Shep Sakabi came into the ring and gave Orton a low blow to the crown jewels. Now, as you can imagine, Orton was furious, and luckily for that fan, security got to him before the Viper did. Apparently, Shep had planned this out the entire day. He actually quit his job just to attend the WWE event. Shep revealed on ENCA, a television news broadcast in South Africa, that he simply didn't like Randy Orton. It was an opportunity for him to go up there and make a name for himself. It was eventually revealed that the fan in question was an indie wrestler named Josie the Wrestling Machine, so Shep's reasoning for attacking Orton more so had to do with getting more attention than hating the Viper himself. It's worth noting Josie isn't linked to any wrestling organization. In fact, he doesn't even have a profile on Cage Match. He's that obscure. But here's the strange part. The video of Shep attacking Orton is on WWE's YouTube channel. Why WWE have the fan attack uploaded on their channel, well, that part remains a mystery, as nothing ever came out of the incident in terms of story. Shep was actually arrested and charged with assault and pleaded guilty, and he was banned from future WWE events for life. Number 7, Chris Jericho.
I remember that. I checked out the video talking about that. I'm like, all right, bro. But he said, I'm going to make a name for myself. And that was it. Still kind of weird that WWE has this on their official YouTube page, but I guess. I guess.
Jericho. Chris Jericho was the most despicable heel in 2009. That's all due to his incredible feud with Shawn Michaels, where he notably punched Shawn's wife at SummerSlam 2008.
So good.
Fast forward to February 2009, where the scum of the earth was coming out of a WWE show in Victoria, British Columbia. Everything seemed fine when Jericho hopped in his rental car and left the parking lot. But a couple of fans wanted to give Jericho a piece of their minds. When Jericho made a stop, a fan instantly attacked his vehicle. But it wasn't just one fan, it was a swarm of fans. Jericho had to get out of the car, with fans shouting that he was a disgrace to Canadians, amongst other derogatory things. The situation escalated when a woman tried to attack Jericho, and he responded by shoving and pushing her out the way. It's unknown why security wasn't properly doing their job at this time, but thankfully they were able to intervene before it got too serious. A man and a woman were taken into custody, but no charges were filed since police didn't know who provoked who. I mean, it's really got to be bad when Canadian fans hate a Canadian more than Shawn Michaels. Number 8, Randy Savage. WCW was notorious for fans jumping into the ring. The problem here was that this fan decided to jump into the ring when Randy Savage was in it. The WWE Hall of Famer was beating down Kevin Nash on the May 17, 1999 show, and one fan had enough of Savage's heelish antics. So he hopped the barricade and got into the ring, but Savage immediately started clobbering the guy. There was a scuffle between the fan and Savage, but the former WWE champion was getting the better of that exchange. But once security got rid of the guy, Savage just went back to normal, whooping Kevin Nash's ass. Now, this wouldn't be the first time that a fan tried to attack Savage in WCW. It's happened on 2 other occasions.
Buddy just was out, and was getting his ass whooped.
One was during a segment with the NWO and Diamond Dallas Page. There was also another incident at Halloween Havoc 1997 where a fan climbed a steel cage, and Hogan and Savage really made an example on why fans should stay in their lane. Now, it was ultimately revealed that this fan was a plant, which makes sense when you see the angle itself. But at the time, people genuinely thought some lunatic tried to get in the ring to save one of their heroes. And number 9, Seth Rollins. During a Monday Night Live broadcast at Brooklyn's Barclays Center on November 22nd, 2021, a shocking unscripted incident occurred when 24-year-old Eliza Spencer, a Brooklyn resident, launched a sudden attack on WWE star Seth Rollins as he was exiting the ring following a match with Finn Balor. Spencer managed to leave his seat, leap over the barricade, and tackle Rollins at full speed.
Hey, that was, I ain't gonna lie to you, that was a crazy ass tackle, bro. I mean, that was full speed. I remember watching this, and the camera had to kind of cut away because obviously it wasn't supposed to happen. That shit was insane.
Knocking him down. The two struggled on the ground briefly before referees, security staff, and WWE personnel intervened and separated them. Rollins actually sustained an injury from this as he had swelling to his lip, but refused medical attention and walked away under his own power. Cameras initially captured the altercation live, but WWE quickly cut away once it became evident that the incident was unscripted. However, the incident was recorded on phones and it went viral. Police confirmed Spencer was taken into custody and charged with attempted assault and attempted violation of arts and cultural affairs, i.e. disrupting a live sporting event. In response, WWE actually issued a statement emphasizing the seriousness of the safety of its performers and pledged that the attacker will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Rollins did express how terrifying and abrupt the attack felt, commending the quick response of security. But they have it, folks. Wrestlers
I mean, he wasn't, you're not expecting someone that big and fast coming around the corner and attacking you. So, yeah, of course, that was I'm pretty sure he's like, what the hell is going on here? But luckily, Seth Rollins, for the most part, was good, and officials were there very quickly to apprehend him and de-escalate the situation. But once again, man, sometimes these fans they take it too far. They see someone and they see red. I'm gonna say this: it's okay to not like a wrestler, especially if they're a heel or whatever the case may be. That's their job, to make you hate them. But do not, and I repeat, do not go in that ring. Don't jump that barricade. Your job, it's not even your job. You have the privilege and opportunity to pay to watch these guys and girls perform. Do that. If you want to boo, want to say what you want to say, cool. Kind of got to be careful with that too. You may, depending on what you end up saying, but that's fine. You paid your money, do what you do. But soon as you hop that barricade, soon as you try to hop that barricade, all that I paid for this, or I should do this, or I should be able to do this, that goes out the door. Well, unless you're paying $70,000 for a WrestleMania, then maybe they should let you jump the barricade. I don't fucking know. Hey, comment down below. Let me know some other wrestling related videos y'all want me to check out. I definitely will. Appreciate all love, support. Road to 200K. See y'all on the next one. Peace.